Hello, motherfuckers.
Hello, everybody. God damn it, the first thing he said. This is Captain Valen. Welcome to The Hills Have Bones. I, as always, play Seto, the Eladrin Rogue Sorcerer, and I am joined by the greatest motherfuckers ever.
Hello, I'm motherfucker number one. I am Mike. I play Steve, the Furblog Druid.
Hi, I am Sophia. I am the second motherfucker. I play Walden, the Warforged Barbarian Ranger.
Hi, I'm Rev. Next motherfucker, I play Minute, the Paladin Warlock.
And I am Sage. I am the final mother or father fucker. I am bilingual in parenticide. And last time on The Hills Have Bones, the gang explored a little bit of the pilgrimage. We started to go around the lake and realized quickly that skills that they had set aside could or could not aid them. But as they became lost in slightly minesweeper-like ways, they realized that they were trying to make a pilgrimage over a course of distance that only made sense on a map and not necessarily to walk its path. As they waved goodbye to Cuckoo very early on in their journey, they started to cross into the Feywild, having left some of their companions behind, hoping that they would follow them and hoping that this would be quick. One of the things they learned that seemed important was that spending time around these large boundaries between the planes infests your aura with magics, a magics that enables you to potentially see other civilizations who make their homes and civilization structures around these boundaries. One of those being Paith, a village which the guys have been looking for a while to see if they can find a way to sever the link that Grusith, one of the old giant titanous gods, has to the world. You currently are somewhere on this map, and you do not know where. However, before we cut back to you guys, we will cut to Walden. Walden, your friends have left a note with the two roly-polies. And those beadly boys go up to you and say, yeah, well, they didn't come back and they said they would come and take us to the fossils, but they didn't. And now we're out here with just a note to give you. Yeah, we're not a big fan of what's going on here. We're going to them fossils whether you like it or not. And this note that they give you says, get your amulet, one's reserved, we promise.
I, Maybe it's just been a little while since I've played, but does that ring any bells to Walden, or because that doesn't ring any bells to me?
No worries. The part that would make sense to you is the amulets. Those are taken on the pilgrimage around the lake. Those are part of what creates that boundary and protection barrier, and it's what helps protect the waters and the fossils from invaders, and also part of what creates that boundary outside of Raputa that you pass through coming from Hanka.
Okay.
The rest of it, the two like beadly guys, Ram and Riff. I think you met them very, very briefly. I don't think you necessarily would remember all of what they wanted to do. I think you probably would remember because I believe Walden left off outside the shrine of Sheath. So I think the last thing that Walden would remember is kind of like, we were going to do this thing, and then for the sake of this, you got distracted by these guys, and then your companions have been gone a minute, and they've given you a note.
Right. I do remember that we talked to these guys because these guys were openly talking about as they mentioned again, the fossils, the Titan bones,
Mhm.
and we wanted to see if what they knew about it, which turned out to be not that much. But I know we had like I know we had some deal with them. I think it was to like get the attention off their back so that they could look, and then we'd also go at some point. I don't fully remember the details of that, but I think Walden's impression of them was not great.
I think that would be accurate.
Yeah,
I think that you would, Walden especially is this kind of military minded and kind of challenging that still. I think Walden probably would see these as troublemakers, like they are. I think Walden also would probably be confused at why I'm going to say confused at why Cuckoo has gone with them.
right. Okay, well, I'll address these two guys and I'll be like, I'll take you over to the fossils in just a bit. I have to take care of something really quick. You know, this note tells me there's something important I got to do first. So just wait right here, and then we'll head to the fossils together later. Okay?
Well, it's already been a day, and we ain't a big fan of waiting.
I appreciate that, and I wish that we could fulfill our deal right now. But as I said, something important is waiting, and I'll take you there as soon as I get back. Okay?
Yeah, all right. Well, we'll see you if we sees you. And they kind of seem to scuttle off a little bit. I would say, give me an insight check.
Okay. Insight. Not the best. I got a 4.
Okay. They just seem to be heading towards a more forested area. It doesn't really strike you as anything. Do you head into the Shrine of the Sheath?
Yeah. Because that's where the amulets are, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so I'll head there first.
Okay. As you head in there, you see this building almost similar to the library in its architecture internally. And you see a kind of moth-like humanoid who's digging a hole for a plant. Give me a next check.
Okay. Nature. An 8.
No, that's fine. You feel like you recognize the smell of the plant, but not necessarily how it looks. And this moth-like creature starts patting down the roots and supplanting it. And they look up at you and go, "Oh, well, hi there. You wouldn't be one with those folks who just headed out, would you?"
I am, yes. So yeah, they passed through here on their way to what was it called, the pilgrimage?
Yeah, I oversee giving out amulets. We deal with the rites over at the Sheath. Good to separate, state and business. But I should warn you, they've been gone for probably about a day for our time, but it could feel longer or less to them.
Hmm. Okay. And that's longer than typical for this sort of thing?
No, it can take at least 2 or 3 days to travel. It's not so much the distance as the speed of which you can travel across it. It's hard to explain. But I think it might be better for you if you wish to find them. Maybe not to pilgrimage as such, but I noticed they had a familiar.
Yes.
I recognized him as a local. There's a chance that you may be able to find them faster if you follow him.
Okay. I'll keep that in mind.
I'll give you an amulet in case you can't find any of them, and then at least you will be on the same path as them. But I should warn you, it's not a safe journey, and I do not guarantee your safety.
I appreciate the warning, but I don't believe we've been on a safe journey in quite a long time, so we're fairly used to it by this point.
Well, fair enough. At the very least, you should know when you walk through this path, it will influence you. And this can give benefit, but it can give great confusion. And they give like a similar speech. I won't go read through the whole thing because you've got most of the information that others. So they give you the amulet. They've already seen the documents. And they kind of, as you're just about to leave, they say, and one last thing. If you do see that winged fella, tell him he's a month early.
Okay. Definitely interesting, but sure.
Do you head over to the lake?
Yeah, actually, real quick before I
Yes.
leave, I wanna ask the moth guy. So there's these guys, these like roly poly guys around town.
Oh, Ram and Riff. Yeah, I'm well
Yeah.
aware of them.
They want me to take them to the fossils.
To the fossils.
Yeah.
Oh, that can't happen.
Why not?
How much do you need me to explain?
Well, I have a general idea of what the fossils are. And I know that there is potential danger regarding them, but in regards to this specific fossil, I don't know much.
I see. That was my meaning. They're kids, and as hard-headed as they can be, they are still children.
Right.
And that ruin, that fossil, attracts as much power as it leaks out into that water. And so if they were to visit that fossil, it is not so much that I did not guarantee their safety as I guaranteed their harm.
Hmm. Okay. Well, I didn't have a full plan to take them there. I've mainly just been kind of stringing them along, but it's good to know that, keeping them away is definitely the right decision here.
It is, and thank you for telling me. I'll tell Susie. She never can get them damn kids to listen to her, but if there's a time for that to start, it's now. Thank you.
Of course. And then I'll head out.
As you reach the lakeside, you have this kind of amulet on your person. Where do you put it?
I'll just sling it around my neck. I'll just put it on like you would a necklace.
Cool. Do that bit. For now, we will put you onto the map and switch over to the others.
All right.
There you are. Boop. Okay. So you're about here. Cool. For the others, where do you think you are? And I will need two things. I will need a bet on where you are and a survival roll to see how close you are, or one of your rolls in a way that makes sense. But for this, I'll give survival. Yes.
Do we guess without knowing what we see around? Like, do we see
Yes.
water?
This is you looking at the map.
Yeah, I think
This
we were
is
here when we finished.
That's what it felt like
Yeah.
to me too. Yeah, this
Same.
wordly region.
I think we're all in agreement there.
okay.
All right. Then you're all fucking wrong.
No,
We'll find out.
it's more like battleships of I think I'm here, and then the mechanic of how closely am I to this.
Right.
Just to kind of get an orientation, because I know obviously we've taken a gap and you can't see yourself, so I think it's just fair to give an attempt, because I don't want you to feel too lost.
If
You're
we
not
go by
that far off,
survival, I think what Steve has plus 47 to that.
I have a +9 to survival, and that's the one I was rolling with advantage.
Yeah.
Nice. Oh yeah, I should look up what those were.
Where were you rolling with advantage?
This was the skill tree stuff. I'll just, if I can, it was...
It was still with the intimidation and stuff we pick.
What is it doing that?
Oh, that was for. So, yeah, does that have any bearing on this session, or was that just like a way of having fun last session? I'm okay with the answer. I'm just like curious because it was fun.
Yeah, before I roll.
Yeah, so if you roll your survival,
Bunch.
yeah, for Rev,
It's giving me issues with the
Okay.
advantage.
no, that's all right. There you go.
Can't wait to bring those kids here. We're gonna have so much fun.
So we were doing a kind of a smaller version of skills to make it a little like more creative and stuff last session. We'll do a little bit of it. There's a point where it'll stop, but we're not there yet. And in the meantime, Walden will need 3 skills. One will be rolled with advantage all the time, one will be rolled flat all the time, and one will be rolled at disadvantage all the time. It doesn't really matter a super duper load what they are. It's good to have a little bit of a spread, but it's more just to kind of get creative in this bit.
Okay.
And if you
So-
just type those into the game thing, or tell me, and I'll wiggle,
Okay,
wiggle.
so 1 advantage, 1 disadvantage, and
Yes.
then 1 flat.
Yes.
And then it could be any skill.
Yes. Just any 3. Right, and in the medium, right. So what was Steve's for my lookup thing? I think that was
I was doing survival at advantage, perception at disadvantage, animal handling flat.
yeah. So I think that will be 21, 15. Oh, cool. So to reset the scene that you guys are currently in, you definitely notice yourselves getting disorientated last time. You managed to avoid any kind of draw in. There was a moment where the lake kind of tried to draw you into it. There was some moments with the mushrooms. You know you're being followed currently. But but you feel like the area you're in is closer to the lakefront than you had been previously, but further from the lakefront than you would like to be. And on that 21, I would say that you would sense that you're not where you want to be, but you don't feel too far away from it.
Okay.
Who knows? Who is leading right now?
I would like to go in the back.
Okay.
I think we left with Steve in the middle, so I'll take the middle and let Steve lead.
Okay.
Sure. I will, I guess I'll just continue to lead. Let's precept. I can see if I can see through space and time. What's going on? So this is flat roll. Woo!
Okay. Steve, as you kind of lead the group on to get a little bit closer to where you actually wanted to be, you realize you see, at first you don't see it, you hear it, like a buzzing. And then you see it, and some of these mushrooms have bees flying in and out of them.
Oh.
Did we catch some fireflies?
You did catch some fireflies, yes.
And a dead
I
tweet.
forgot how you did it, but I do. That I think is in a vial, yeah.
I think
Take your votes.
we convinced them, or
I don't know.
a sleight of hand, maybe.
I feel like I have this weird memory of you holding them in your tongue.
No,
No?
I will have eaten.
If you were, Seto was doing like the hand thing.
Yeah, I
where he's,
think
like, kind
he
of
was like
containing
guiding them.
fireflies.
That was it,
Oh,
rave orbing.
that's
You
right.
were rave orbing the fireflies.
No,
That-
Yes, because
Like-
the lights and stuff. Yes.
Like glowing sticks.
Mhm. That was it. Yeah, that was helping you lead back to the. Yeah, that's how you got further on track. Mhm. I would say Seto can probably still be doing that. I think it would be more about what you want to do about these bees. But you are all starting to see the lakeshore now properly.
All right.
It's on your left, but it's also in front of you.
So the lake is still on our left, though. That's super important. All right. Because that's like the whole thing. Wait. Okay, I have bad memory. Was the lake on our left or on our fucking right?
Doesn't matter. We
No,
don't
it
know.
super matters. Because
At some
one
point it
direction
stops
is this
mattering.
way, the other is the other. If we got
Yeah,
turned
that
around.
will be the logical answer in a logical place.
No.
We are in the
This.
Feywild. I
Yes,
think
but this.
lake is upstairs.
Don't make me overthink. I'm just gonna keep helping.
Fine.
What was
I
I
feel like
gonna
it's
do before
appropriate
my
that he
brain was
can't remember
attacked?
this.
Yeah, it
in this
absolutely
place.
is. It absolutely is.
All right,
That's why I wasn't worried.
all right, all right. Oh my god!
It's like they're doing very good jobs of role playing being lost.
Right?
So-
That's also true. It's all canon.
Is Steve leading or is Seto middling?
Seto's middling. Steve led with the 28. I have to
I
think
know.
of a way to handle the bees, and I want to use. Part of it is like sleight of hand to like. I'm trying to look through some of my items because that's.
Oh.
Or,
You cannot
I mean,
do
if-
anything like,
I thought of that.
and then another one.
But I feel like it might be frowned upon in this establishment to go try shooting bees, on account of they're really small, and shooting one might not be the thing. But for
Hot bees.
I was gonna say like lighting coals and throwing them on with sleight of hand. No,
Can't you just like fireball those bitches?
that's a magic spell. It's not really a skill, you know.
Oh.
So I'm trying to think of stuff I could do.
You know the moth? She told me that Elarins are immune to be poisoned, so you should be okay. Go for
I
it.
can tell you that's a lie, as I've been stung before.
Go for it.
We got this.
Touch them.
Why don't you eat one?
Because I'm the back.
Because on the back, yeah, but your tongue can reach to the front. Gig.
Regardless, it's on you.
That's what she said.
Yeah, fudge. I don't have the spell I thought I did. What if... Boom... Would you let me booming blade them? As like to kind of contain them, and then if they flew at us, they would then be systematically murdered by the shield of booming. Is that no? I don't want to just start aggressive. Stealth. I'll go stealth. I'll roll stealth at disadvantage.
You also do nothing about it.
I know that's basically what the choice is. I want to do nothing about them and just stealth through and be like, oh shit, some bees.
Agitate 1,000 bees, or just keep walking.
Listen, I'll go with stealth past the bees. That's my first roll.
Okay.
I got disadvantage on it. Oh, when I thought I couldn't do worse. 17. Wonderful.
So, yeah, Seto. Steve points out these bees coming in and out of the mushrooms. And you, after a minute, decide it would be better to help these two get past by being stealthy, and that they haven't actually engaged you yet. And I think you probably be as distracting as possible for Newt, so that the stealthiest way to get past this is to use the firefly rave orbing to make that more interesting than going towards the bees.
Right.
Which in turn is quieter than anything else.
It's like, Newt, watch the lights. Watch the lights.
And then Newt, how would you like to lead the rear?
So we are being followed, right?
You are being followed.
Maybe they're friendly. So I'm gonna get some rat bones from my cloak. There's probably some of them stacked. And I'm gonna build a little friendly effigy made of bones and rat fur. And I like to roll for accidental intimidation.
Okay, roll.
You know, maybe even
The rat effigy.
The rat.
That's not bad.
24. Cool. Walden. I would like you to roll me, for starters, an insight.
Okay, and that is flat.
Yep.
That is a 17.
Fantastic. I'm gonna say you're starting to understand a little bit more of the lay of the lands of places. You've gotten an idea of how long it takes you to traverse different environments. You've been through so many in a really short space of time. And it's, if anything, taught you more about how you move through land than most people would learn. And I think that ranger skill set comes in handy. And I'm going to say you get to about here. And you hear the steps of your feet making less of a thud than you're used to.
Does the sound of it change? Or does it just get quieter?
I think it's more like a feeling than a literal sound. It's more like this feels like I'm not making the same impression on the land. Like you're making less of a dent, less of a thud. Like your traces are quieter.
Okay. I'll take a second to like examine the ground just to like make sure everything's fine. But if I don't see anything weird, I'll just keep moving forward.
As you go to investigate the land a little bit, actually, you do notice something. I'd say with that roll, what's happening around you, it would be fair that you saw this. You see Cuckoo.
Oh, hey.
And you see them on the riverbank by you.
Hey, Cuckoo, why aren't you with everybody else?
Ah, I had a small realization, and it was wrong.
What do you mean?
Well, I saw what I thought were dancing eggs at the bottom of the river. And I was mesmerized, and I just had to go. And when I got there, something snapped out of me, almost like I was able to break out of a trance. And then I realized this could happen to anyone. So I thought, as many turtles do think, I should wait. So I waited, and you came. But I found better ways through.
Okay.
If you follow me, it might take a lot out of you, but I think we might be able to find them.
Yeah, let's I'm pretty hardy. Let's give it a go.
So, if you take Cuckoo's route, you will lose a little bit of a thing, but you will gain a little bit of a thing. You will join the guys. At the end of their next thing, you will meet them again. The penalty is that you will be taking a point of exhaustion. And the thing that you will gain is that means that you would have had enough time with the amulet around your neck to gain 2d4 dice of inspiration, which will be, at any point you can use a d4 to boost your roll from the amulet, guiding you.
Okay.
That's something the guys got on a long rest. That's something you'd get from the point of exhaustion, is that long rest period.
Okay. Are what exhaustion rolls are we doing?
So normally exhaustion tends to be ability checks, I think, at one point. Hold on.
Early on, I'm fairly certain. I can't remember if it's the first point of agility or not.
The first one is ability checks. The second one is attacks.
Yeah.
That's a big hit, especially.
I like the new exhaustion points system.
Yeah.
Each point gives you a -2 on everything.
We'll do that.
Okay.
So it would be a -2 to your rolls. That would be better.
Right.
Yeah.
In that case, yeah, I'll go ahead and I'll take his route.
Yeah. Okay. As you follow Cuckoo through, you realize you pass across this tree, and a really similar thing happens. A really similar thing, like at the outside of this village. By that, while you were still coming from Hanker, you look past behind you, and it looks really similar to how it actually is. But sometimes it feels far away, and you look forwards, and it feels like closer, almost like you're viewing reality through a fisheye lens, but only in one direction.
Oh.
And you travel with Cuckoo.
All right, then.
Who is leading this round from the others?
If we're going for a rotation, then that would be set up.
Yep.
Right?
Yep. And then Brev's in the middle.
And I
We
would
got the back. Alright. I do believe I have perception at advantage. Thank goodness. 1 second. Ow!
Nice.
My dragon
I'm actually gonna
dice.
say, with a nat 20 on your perception, something happens.
Oh shit.
The first thing that happens is you see a massive bumblebee. But this one seems to be going somewhere a little different.
Oh, geez, it's adorable.
This bumblebee seems to be heading through an archway through these mushrooms. And as it does, on that nat 20, it disappears. And as you go to tell the others behind you, something's there. Like that could be what we're looking for. That's a portal. What if that's Paith?
Yeah.
As you turn behind them, you see some familiar faces. And Walden, as you look down at a rat effigy on the floor, trying to work out what kind of signal it means, and only knowing that surely it has some kind of hostility to it, you realize that Cuckoo has started to fly in front of you again, like quite far, and you're like, oh god damn it, like you're dropping this effigy. And on a nat 20 perception, I will say, you spot Walden behind you.
Is Walden intimidated by the effigy?
Well,
Are you, Sophie? Are you Walden?
Is a 24 an intimidating rat effigy for Walden?
Don't say anything if you are super intimidated.
Yeah.
Excellent. Great job, Newt.
Great job. I think it would be.
Oh, I was muted. Oh, sorry.
Oh.
God damn it. Yes, Walden is intimidated, but I would say in like a specific way of like Walden's on guard, looking around for potential enemies. I would say that I would recognize this as like one from you. So, but I would think, oh, you guys were in a fight. Like something happened, you guys got in a fight. Now there's something in the fight just happened. Maybe you guys ran away. I have to be on guard, so I'm like, kind of like keeping an eye out for potential threats.
Absolutely.
That's adorable. That is primo
It's like,
Walden.
ah!
Watch
Like,
out. It's an illusion
Seto's
of
like
Walden.
frozen. He doesn't know who to hug first. Like, you know what I mean? It's like, ah! So he like basically runs by, slaps a flipper, and then like jumps on
Oh, watch it.
Walden.
This place is driving us crazy.
No, I
Tell
know
us
where to
something
go.
that only Walden would know.
We found you in a sewer.
I feel like that's enough evidence, to be fair.
We're fighting a guy who's made out of goo.
Yeah, Seto's like, so like mid question, Seto was already like, like,
Hey, bud.
what's up?
Been a minute, huh?
Pass
Doing
the
better?
test.
Yeah. I'm not quite sure what happened, but apparently I needed that. So
It's okay. Sometimes that's just the price for diplomatic manatees.
certainly, manatees can be quite costly.
Well, we're glad you're here now. I just figured it out, and it, like points to the mushrooms where like the giant fuck off bee went to. It's like that's where a giant fuck off bee went. And if we
What?
find it, basically it went, and then it was like, and you know, it explains
does
in that
that
like spring
with
way
the-
that's fully energetic and like very picture driven but not fact driven explanation.
Walden kind of looks over to everybody else to confirm that Seto is actually telling the truth and is
Yeah,
not going crazy.
Just like look behind Seto and like what is he looking at?
He's like
And
pointing.
I,
He's like,
I go to investigate what Seto's looking
yeah.
for.
When I pointed at him,
They have
Yeah.
been very confused in this lake.
that is very fair.
Both of them.
Are we still just using those three
For now, yes, please.
for now? So I will
Wait,
perception with disadvantage.
am I in the middle?
I believe that would put you at the end.
I was
if you were percent.
I was in the middle. No, I was in the middle. Right?
You're in the
No,
middle.
you were
okay.
at the
I'm in
end
the middle.
because you were leading last time, and I was in the middle. And Rev.
Oh,
was
you're
at the
doing a
end.
round.
Okay.
Yep.
Yeah. Just to make
So
it
I
easy.
don't get stuck
Sorry,
at the
I
end.
forgot which way we were rotating.
No worries.
So I'm in the middle doing something in particular with the bees or
I think what might be better is just how would Newt react to this information of a bee's gone through and disappeared?
I think the best of action is to sing the bee song.
Mm.
And I start buzzing. Bzz, 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 bzz. So I do a performance with
Oh, great.
disadvantage
Turtle order.
I am officially
to
terrified.
try to call their attention, to communicate with the bees in a bee way.
Nope, don't like that.
No. That's 18.
Oh boy.
Don't bite off more than you can chew. Literally. That's a big fucking
18. I'm singing, I'm not eating. And maybe it was an 18. I roll a 5.
Oh, jeez, that's a solid.
Oh my god.
I mean, it was with disadvantage.
You're still out here bee buzzing it up.
Buzz it up. Buzz it up. That's a bee song.
That's the piece.
I mean, honestly, fair.
What else would it be, honestly? That makes perfect sense.
It's
I don't know.
true.
What
Here's the
else
best
would
part.
it be? Buzz it up.
Just because I think it would be easier to organize turns. I've got an initiative thing,
Oh,
so we'll cycle it that way.
Cool.
So I'll just put it was
With 3 was fun to change, so it was more varied, but not
so
as
it would be you first and then that. Cool. Right. Sorry, did you do the roll? Because it's not come up on my
Yeah,
side.
it's not coming, but it's an 18. I roll a 5.
Okay, my
It
apologies.
doesn't make sense because 5 is a 13. I don't know what's going on. Like 11. It should be a 13. I don't know why it's
Yeah,
rotated.
so I'll have a look on the
Not 18.
campaign.
Sorry, my. Oh no, 18. Sorry, I don't know. My performance is so high.
Oh, 13, yeah, your performance, yeah.
Yeah, it's 5 plus 13, not 13 only. So
I'm
8.
gonna, I'm gonna say with a high performance, you see some of the bees start to like wiggle their booties. Like
Yeah.
bees are a dancing species, and this bee dance song, they're dancing, they're loving it. You actually
I
see
mean,
some of the bees go in and out of that portal and like wiggle as though they can hear it on the other side of the
we
portal.
share colors. So
Me too.
we are, you know, kin souls.
I think this probably makes the bees a little bit more calm about your presence. Seto, as the person who would have been kind of pulling up the rear, would you want to? No, sorry, it was Steve last.
Steve, I would be
Yes.
rear man.
Yeah, but
be
if we're
right,
gonna
man.
make an order, maybe Steve should we go on front.
This time I'm in the back.
Okay. That so Steve, as the person who would have been kind of bringing up the rear, would you've just met back up with Walden and Cuckoo? How would you respond to this? Would you kind of be interested in investigating this kind of bee phenomenon, or would you kind of want to move the guys forward, like seeing that this place is full of a lot of distractions, and I don't know whether you can tell if this is a distraction or an ally.
I'm going to try to do both. I'm going to use my speech of the woods to figure out if those bees are agitated or just grooving.
Nice. That's a Furblog thing, right?
That's just a thing I can do.
Can you speak to them generically and they understand? Isn't it that way?
Speech of the woods say beasts can understand my speech, and I gain the ability to decipher their noises and motions. So I don't have to talk to them. I can just kind of know how they be.
Cool. In that case, they're grooving.
All right.
They're definitely grooving.
I'll kind of groove with the folks and be like, let's go off the dance floor that way. You know I want. Right?
Yeah, never wanted to miss out on a dance. Springtime settles all over that shit.
Okay.
Buzz it up. Da-da-da.
That's a good use of a skill.
Buzz it up.
Walden,
Get performance.
you've
Yes.
met back up with the guys, and I would say you can see fairly easily that like
Anything over here?
they are covered in dirt, they are covered in leaves, they look sweaty as hell, and they don't seem to notice it. Like they carry all the markers of people who have been traveling for days on end without rest, and none of the emotional feedback for that.
Just to confirm, you guys are all right, yeah?
Yeah, it's natural moist.
Okay. How long have you guys been out here?
Like
That's
15 minutes.
Day 2, right?
And I don't know.
Either like a couple hours or 3 days. I'm unsure.
It definitely seems closer to the 3 days just by looking at y'all.
What does my keen mind give anything with that, or does that not matter because we're?
It's a magical, effect.
Okay.
Am I
What does my brain think?
Your brain thinks that you have experienced about 10 hours of consciousness.
Okay.
But your brain has seen multiple sunrises and sunsets. Because
And
Keen
that's
Mind
what I
also
think.
would tell you that, yeah.
I did ask once my tummy if I was hungry, and I rolled very poorly that time.
And you were hungry.
Probably.
Yeah,
And seeing Seto, and he looks like a tasty salad right now with a little ham.
As you guys progress, I believe it would be Steve leading the charge.
And then I'm at the back now, right?
Mm-hmm. I think I would like you to make either a survival or perception. And you would get different results on what they were. And the one that will help you the most is perception.
Thank God.
And we'll do flat perception then.
Same.
Okay.
Wait, if this is
Come on, Barry.
perception and I chose advantage for perception, does that count in this, or is this just a regular roll?
All of us, or
Yeah, it feels different. I'm gonna go with the regular roll.
Is this an everybody roll or just a me roll?
Oh, I thought it was everybody.
I thought it was a me thing, but
yeah, I
I'm
think
not-
it's only Steve.
Oh, did I mishear that? My bad.
Okay, as long as I'm not the only one who is okay.
No, well, you just came. It's been the routine.
Yeah, literally. It was for Steve, but we are going to be coming out of that in a sec with a 31. Steve, as you start to pull away from that area, you see the environment changing and shifting a bit. You see rocks that feel a bit more planned. You see puddles that lead into lakes, and although the main lake that you're going around, you don't remember seeing any other parts of water, it feels like you have a choice to make. With your perception, I think what you would innately feel is if you continue forward and following that perception of what's natural, you will find your way back to Raputa and you will finish the rite. If you follow the rocks that look more planned, I think it could take you down a different path. And if you wanted to find out more, you would have to investigate it.
So I look straight. I look at Seto. I look at the rocks. Do that like 4 or 5 times. I sigh. I follow the rocks.
Beautiful. Steve, you have decided to potentially venture into the Feywild, which may disrupt the rite of the ritual. And hopefully it will reward you with more information than the ritual could have given. And hopefully you'll be able to complete the rite. As Steve shows all of you these planned rocks, you find yourselves pushing deeper into a forest. And you catch glimpses of shadows of what was following you. Who was following you?
Well,
And I think it's at this stage I would like all of you to make an insight roll.
Oh, thank you.
Probably for the best, actually.
Respectable.
Most of you have started to feel like that presence was never hostile to you. Like, even though there were multiple times when you called out aggression, that presence never actually retaliated. That, like, not truly. Walden, you sense that this presence feels parental. It feels like something in this presence isn't just not hostile, it recognizes a bond.
Okay. Okay. Recognizes a bond. Like a bond in general, or a bond between specific things?
I think with a nat 20, somebody specifically.
Okay. I will talk to Seto and be like, is there anything here that seems familiar to you?
I rolled a 15, so I'm like, no, I can't say I've really been here before. Everything's kind of a little bit shifty swifty though. It's getting all weird and stuff. It's getting real weird. But why do you ask?
I don't know. I just get the impression that like something here is tied to one of us, and I can't think of whoever it would be more likely than you.
What's it feel like? Like, is it like scary? Because sometimes it's out the window, you'll see like a bunch of leaves shake, and you'll think it's a monster, but it's not. It's just a bunch of leaves. So is it like
No, it's not. It's almost beneficial. It feels like it's attached to one of us in like a positive way.
beneficial? You see, like he's like looking to see if things are like attached to him. He's like, I don't. Let's. What if I try and like reach out to it? Like, I'm magic now. I can do stuff, right? I can like. Let's just like fiddling around. Maybe it's on the spectrum, but that's a paraphrasing. Uh, the eye thing, you know. If any of that, kind of just looking around. It's like, hello. Is it me? Am I the guy?
When you use your monocle, what exactly do you do?
Right now he like channels magical energy into it, and like you said, it had like I don't know if you've seen. I use the idea of National Treasure, where it has like the different lenses as you sweep and swipe it. Yeah, that's what I have in my brains. So that's kind of what he does for. I don't want to say like, yeah, like I said, like different spectrums of light is how I envisioned it, but.
Roll me your spell DC modifier.
Spell.
Should be a spell modifier on the.
Oh,
Like an
plus
attack.
3. Yeah.
Yeah. It should be.
All right. Yeah, I can do a plus 3. Or it'll just be a. There we go. Come on. Dick cheese, you get kicked off the... Sorry.
And what's your proficiency bonus? Because you're using a tool.
Oh, okay, that would be a +4, bringing it to a respectable, very respectable 15.
Right. Seto, as you use this attuned monocle and try and use those spectrums of light, you notice something you've never been able to see before. Because it was never there before. You see footprints, but rather than these footprints being made out of indents to the earth, they're made out of an aura of magic that feels raw and wild. They look like little spores left behind in the shape of a foot. And sometimes, in the corner of your eyes, you see the shadows of people dancing. But whenever you go to look at them, even with your monocle, they're not there. They're only ever in the corner of your vision.
I don't think he would hesitate to follow those footprints, like, in a kind of reckless, stupid way. You know what I mean? Like, yeah.
Does everybody follow Seto, who is literally steamrolling ahead with reckless abandon?
I would be like, hey, no, wait.
I can see. I know where I'm going. I can follow. He's just like, he.
What shape do the footprints have?
What shape are your feet, Seto?
Oh, what shape? Nice. My feet are like this. They're slender elf feet. They're like little elf feet. Like, I don't know.
The little elf feet.
Yeah, like they look like little
humanoid toes and.
Seto.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, he's like trying to follow.
Yeah, let's go. I follow Seto.
You all follow. Do any of you take any? Do any of you do anything other than follow Seto in terms of like how you do it, or any kind of perception or investigation, or and just to allow the space?
Try to take it as much as I can as I'm bolting after this guy.
Okay.
I can't roll anything right now though, because D&D Beyond really just screwed up my thing.
I asked.
I got it on my phone. I can give you a number there.
Yeah, that's fine. I think it's been a bit dodgy for a few people.
I go saying, hey, Seto's mom, wait.
Okay. If you roll it on your phone, I can see anyone in that situation, but I'll take it into account and just narrate forward. You all start to follow these footprints, Seto being the one that sees them, but all of you hearing giggles and laughter and the sounds of children playing really faintly, but purposefully you can hear them, like they are choosing to show you that noise. And Steve, I think as you did want to kind of be aware of your surroundings as you go, you see more of these purposefully placed rocks. You see more of these kind of architectural natural shapes. And slowly you find a clearing. And in that clearing, there's a really similar stone arch. One that used to frighten you, but one now that feels somehow innocent. As you see a gateway.
Are those myconoids?
They are.
Okay.
This is the scene exactly in front of you.
Oh.
I nod at the myconoids. But I assume he's fucking bolted through that already.
This is the scene that, like, this is where the footprints kind of end, is at that gateway.
Okay, so let's see what's set up.
I definitely would have. I'm rambunctious and following, but not altogether unaware that this is a dangerous situation. You know what I mean? I'm eager to discover the answer, not just die. So, you know, but yeah, so he would have slowed down, but also I do have that assassination thing. And this thing in particular is giving him some PTS fucking D right now.
It should.
It really fucking should. Like, it's. I think he actually died. One of those things killed him before. For a second. He got back.
Roll me.
I don't know that I could not attack it. Yeah.
Well, roll me a wisdom saving throw to see if any of you have anything other than PTSD.
Right? Yeah, because yeah, Sido died of one of those.
I got an 18.
That is nice.
Cool. Yeah,
Shit,
I saw it. I can see that bit on the computer. That comes up with the. It's only if it doesn't come on D&D Beyond I can't. But 18, 16.
Oh yeah, no, it's
5.
very appropriate that I fucking fail that roll.
Yeah, true. Technically it'd be a 3 as well. I think what happens here is Steve probably immediately grabs the wrist of Seto, which creates a chain reaction of realizing that none of these creatures seem hostile, and they've clearly seen you. And with that wisdom saving throw, I think you do go, oh. They were never meant. One of the big things that was said back when we were in that little town on the coast is that they were never meant to be here. They had come from down river. That they were never meant to be in that area. That they had been displaced.
Yes,
true.
So.
And I think that occurs for you guys. And I think Newt wasn't there at the time, and so Newt just doesn't know that they have been a problem. And so Newt just sees tasty-looking treats.
No.
No, Newt.
Don't do it.
Yes.
Oh, boy.
Walden.
Yeah.
Walden, I think for you, you've seen them hurt your friends.
Yeah.
And you know that they were more than capable of really hurting your friends. And although your friends have got stronger, so have you.
Yeah.
Stopping this.
I'm gripping my weapon tight and like I'm ready for combat.
I'm like hand up, holding them back. I'm treating them with respect.
I would say anyone that wants to make a nature check. Well, have I done the thing with the music? Oh, I have.
Nature check.
Natural 20.
No shit.
Feel a lot of tension from you guys.
You see that?
I can, yeah. 22.
That's weird. I can only roll on my phone. Like my account doesn't exist at all. On
What?
Weird.
Weird.
That is super
Extremely.
weird. Yeah.
Extremely.
10, 22, 19. I think with that nature score, Newt, that dice check, you notice that these myconoids, it's not even just that they're not hostile, it's almost like these guys are like a welcoming crew. Like, if they were here to be hostile, there would be more of them. These aren't like guards as much as like clock tower people who are there to kind of be aware, but definitely not challenge. But with that score, I think you recognize that swamp-like moss creature feels really similar to you, in that they're not actually truly alive. With a nat 20, I think you can tell these myconoids are alive. They like rotting things like you, but the swamp creature is more like you than they are.
I don't trust that guy.
And Steve, with your 22, I think you kind of might start sussing out that Newt's got some stuff going on with him, with how he exists as an entity. And like maybe these like hive mind creatures that seem to be more common around here have similarities with Newt that might be worth looking into.
Okay.
And Seto, I told you that the footprints had finished, but I didn't tell you that all traces of everything had gone away. And as all of you kind of take in the scene and decide to like hold off from attacking for now, you hear a voice that sounds familiar come from behind one of those rocks.
God.
Since Steve has his hand on his gun, like he would twirl around like with his rapier just because he's keyed up. He's like just ready, and kind of spins to face. Like, who's there?
Just make sure your friends, make sure your companions don't do anything. Insane. I've completely lost track of that now. Great, wonderful, love that. Pulling out a rapier, absolute fucking meme. Yeah, so this voice, this voice, it's like, just make your friends not unarm yourselves.
No! Avail your... Jesus Christ.
Ow.
He said, "Kick-ya!"
Well, I don't really have anything.
He's like, I got nothing. Keep it in your pants. Oh my god.
Why?
It's like, this is the only sword I got.
I guess I take my staff and kneel down and put it in front of me and then stand back up.
Yeah.
Seto doesn't pull out his gun.
I don't trust these guys.
Yeah, like,
How they feel.
I like, it sounds like that's a big start. All right, now how about you reveal yourself, and then we continue from there. This is called the give and give. You give something, we give something.
Okay. What if I give a name?
Whose
Surely
name?
you could trust me. My name.
And I can have it?
You can't have a name. You can know a name.
Alright. I've been reading books. I know there's a wily bunch in the Feywild, right?
So you should know that that's important, and I would be disarming myself to tell you.
Fair. He still has his sword out, you know what I mean? But it's like, no gun. So, yeah. Alright.
What are your names?
Well, he just put down his weapon, so now we need your name before we drop our weapons.
Stitchfine.
Stitchfine.
Willow Stitchfine.
Willow Stitchfine.
Is it safe?
He puts his rapier away and kind of looks over at Newt and is like, for now.
Newt is super tense
Yeah, like
because
you can.
an apex recognize another apex.
Yeah, right. He's like,
And
Hilarious.
even the look he gives you is like, have it away but not far away. You know what I mean? Like that kind of vibe.
I'll also put my weapon away with some hesitation after seeing setup of his, but I'll be like, okay, fine, and put mine away.
As all of you, begrudgingly or not, decide that you will at least take your hands off your weapons.
Willow Fiddlestitch?
Fuck you.
No,
Willow
I
Stitch
wasn't.
fine. No, I know that's Willow Stitch fine. They do come out from behind the rocks, and you see in front of you another Eladrin.
Ooh. Oh shit.
so beautiful, and I look very disappointed at Seto. so majestic.
I hate you so much.
It has
But no,
And-
you're right though.
and
Like,
so
that's
much
so
so much
beautiful.
green.
That's fair. I only get like a little bit on my extremities. Well, he's green right now. That's true. So
And so tall.
that is true.
So tall. They are probably similar height to Steve.
Oh wow. All right. Yeah. No, that's a big bitch.
And I look almost
What a way to
directly
speak to.
I don't know who that is. I'm
say
sorry. I
to
should have said
Seto.
that.
I stretch a little. Like so tall.
Right.
I should be tall. I'm very old.
I am so very old. I'm 5.
5. So very old for a land creature.
Do I know this person? I
Before
have
this
an
starts,
inkling, but I
can
know
I be
this person.
human so I can focus a little better?
Oh, 100%.
All right. Sweet. So I actually
Yeah.
need a quick.
Yep.
Momentary. Yeah. I'm gonna get my cup of coffee afterward too.
Do you want to pour? Do you want to do the pause thing?
Oh, yeah, I can do that.
Grab a and then I don't talk about like dick cheese on the break again. Whatever the fuck.
I'm sure nobody knows about that.
Nobody knows.
The dick cheese I've seen.
damn it.
You shouldn't say that.
knows but cheese. Sorry, what?
Did you make this one,
Pause button.
Sage?
Yes, his pause. It's fine.
Did you make the drawing?
Yeah, it's an old concept I did. I never finished it properly because I just stopped paying for Photoshop.
Can I say something?
That's fair.
A little feedback. It has
I
two
am
left
back
hands.
on my computer.
Hello.
Yeah. Probably. It's
Oh,
probably about 3 years old, Rev.
Which is
And I
no, it will be my brain because I know there is a race of tiger people with the thumbs in the opposite side. It's
Oh.
weird creature.
Yeah, no, it's just really old. I was redrawing it and I never finished the redrawing of it. And then I stopped paying for Photoshop. So now the files are all kind of not accessible.
Why don't you just go ahead and sail the 7 seas?
Oh, it's more that aspect is more to do with my computer than it is because I've got. If I uninstalled like a lot of stuff, like any kind of Adobe stuff or anything that searches for that, which Adobe products do, even if they're not licensed, I probably could enact a buccaneer lifestyle. But the amount of effort, I just, at the moment, it's not worth it. Like, when I upgrade my tablet system, at the moment, the tablet I've got barely works, which is a large part of why I stopped in the first place. I don't know. Okay, I've got like literally the most dirt poor, like shitty. It's like it's a Wacom, but it was like 40 quid. Um, so it's not like comfortable for long periods of time. And I used Cintiqs for years because I did uni and we had Cintiqs, and then I had one at home, but it was like it broke. So yeah, it's I do a lot more traditional stuff now anyway. So it's annoying though. I'm gonna grab myself a drink.
Excellent. I'm going to put my drink away. Oh.
Hey,
Hey-o.
cool. I put my I had an overshirt on in the day, but it was like really hot in the evening this evening. Like I don't know how like I don't like warm nights. So I was like, oh, I'll just wear my pajama top. It's the
Nice.
same colour as my skin. That top is the same fucking colour. It was doing my nut in. And it was too warm for a cardigan. So fancy pirate blouse.
Fancy pirates.
All right, I'm back.
You okay?
Some tummy stuff. The diet's
Oh,
not
okay.
You
doing
still
great.
going on?
Yeah, it's not my favorite.
Is it? I mean, to be honest, we're at a good point where we could just like introduce who this character is and then just stop. And I feel like maybe, I mean, I don't mind even if we just stop in general if it's your tum tum, because tum tum make you feel bad. There's all of your hormones are in that bit of you. Like it's got neurotransmitters. It's a horrible place. Like
It's
if
the
it
second
feels rough,
brain.
it's feeling rough. It's a second
It
brain.
is.
Vegas.
Be nice to your second brain
Yeah.
because it doesn't talk, so it can't tell you these things.
But
You know?
I got coffee, so let's continue. I'm okay with that.
Yeah.
And
We'll do.
we'll do the
okay.
introduction,
And then we'll
Yeah,
wrap
then-
up. Okay. Cool.
it's almost 7 as is, you know. So
Yeah. Absolutely.
all right, let me unmute everybody. So
Is
there's
Sophie here?
no.
Yeah, I'm here.
I mean, I said yes.
Over here.
We're all here. Ooh,
And,
scary sage.
Done, and we're back
The lights are really bad.
like we never left.
Wait, are we back?
It's cool because we see a big leaf. So
It
it's
is. That's the Eladrin that shows up. It's just the leaf.
it's just one leaf.
There it
It's
is.
very long.
Boom. Right there. That
That's
is
it.
the Eladrin that shows up with a leaf on its head.
I'm Willow Snicklesticks.
Snitching
So-
back.
I'm the Monsanto.
So majestic.
I do look like one of those. What are they? The Breath of the Wild things with the leaves.
Kokoris.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. Quack, quack, quack. That's not the noise they make at all, but like you know what I mean. But yeah, really big intentional moment.
This is
you-
what I
this-
unmuted us for, just so everybody knows. Although one person in our stream is very confused.
I can
Are they-
imagine.
Oh, because they can't see us. Yep.
No,
Yeah.
no. No.
Explain.
Our DM has a leaf on her head.
It's a big leaf.
It's a big. It's a monstera. There's another one here. Whee.
You can just say monster, God. Then just-
Oh, true. It's a monster.
leaf.
Um,
A magnum leaf.
magnum leaf
Magnum
for my
leaf.
magnum pot.
Whoa.
Monster down.
um,
Magnum. That is. Now I have to make a druid named Magnum Leaf. Like,
next campaign, silly campaign. Next campaign, silly campaign.
right?
Uh-uh.
I'll die every campaign and have a new character, like every time, and I'll have fun.
So have your gimmick
That would be
you
fun.
die every episode.
I'll be okay with it.
But they're all called Magnum.
Oh,
Go through every
Magnum.
class.
You're
It's like
such
Magnum,
a leaf
Magnum-
from South
Magnum
Park.
Blade, Magnum Shadow. Like
You just make the equivalent of Kenny from South Park.
more or less, like Magnum,
We're live now, right?
Magnum.
Yeah.
Blade.
I've
Oh, we've
played.
been
All
live.
right.
Yeah, let's finish this up.
Weird.
We got some thick-thighed Eladrin in front of us. Let's not stop now.
All right.
But, okay, listen. I got a taste in bodies.
I'm not arguing with it. I'm saying more.
Oh, hits.
Like that's I'm here for it. This is the alley that I travel on.
I'm with you.
Before we go forward, do I recognize this person?
Well, that was a reasonable question. I would say no.
Okay. Thank you.
But roll me perception. I think is the most reasonable.
Sure. I do it good.
Mm.
Damn, you do the shit out of it.
You know their whole family tree.
Right?
Yeah, right.
Maybe I do.
This
Maybe
is-
he do.
It's my second
I
cousin
would
on
say-
my other side.
I would say this Eladrin in front of you doesn't look like somebody you've met in terms of it is them, but I think they have a striking resemblance to an Eladrin you've met before.
Okay.
And I will actually DM who
think I
that
know
Eladrin is.
who it is.
I think I know.
Am I about to be Al Jolson in here?
Hundred percent what I thought.
Yeah, sweet. So that's it. You think that they must have some kind of relation to that Eladrin.
Leave it at that.
Seto, this might actually be the first Eladrin you remember seeing.
Yeah, as far as he can tell, it's the first one he's ever met. And they both happen to be in springtime. So it's like, well, what he perceives as springtime. Is that a wolf on her head?
Yes.
That's awesome. Sorry, I just noticed it. But yeah, and he's kind of like just enamored. And he's like mad at how right Newt was. Because he's like, I got shafted. Like, I got this ring of flowers and she got like eyebrow horns. Like, those things are fucking my chest.
You look like you need some water in.
It looks like, right? Yeah, like I look like somebody's runner-up shrub compared to this. Look at.
Are you saying this out loud?
Yeah, like he's like kind of in awe and kind of like nervous, and he's a talker when he's nervous. You already know this, so it's kind of just coming out.
Right.
You know,
well, if we're doing this with, I will say, Willow, my name is Steve. This is, and then I gesture. I'm gesturing at Seto. You know, you can introduce yourself and go around in a circle.
Oh yeah. Hi, I'm Seto.
Seto?
Yeah, that's it. Just
Are you sure?
Seto. Yeah, like Madonna.
But isn't that a stage name?
He just looks like he's learning that for the first time.
I think like he may not
That's
know.
Wally. No,
name?
that's like 9 different names. It's kind of putting together. Maybe that's not my name. And it's like, well, they call me. There are those who call me Seto.
Then Seto, I shall call you.
Until we learn
Steve,
something
was it?
better.
Steve.
And Walden.
Yes.
Again, I feel that is not a name that truly identifies.
That's an understandable conclusion. There's a lot of weight behind that name that isn't fully relevant to me anymore, but I have not found a new one yet.
Do you wish to carry that burden?
I still haven't figured that out yet.
These things take time.
Yeah.
What about you? Amphibious one.
My name is Minute. My new friends gave me this name and I like it very much.
It suits you. You could be early for dinner one day.
I could go for dinner right now.
There is so much food here.
What is the deal with that guy?
What are you pointing
And
at?
they kind of look over and they go, I wouldn't necessarily deal with him myself. Deals have a lot of weight here.
So you have the same kind of problem that I've had in the past, which is you don't understand metaphors or turns of phrases.
Oh, I would more say that words have power here that is unlike what may be a metaphor to you could become very real here.
Aha. Well, that's good to know.
Words like deal, name, they have far more weight here than the physical weight of, say, the rocks around us. It is good to consider exactly what you mean, especially when dealing with those who seem like they may not have your interests in mind.
Right.
Let me give a look around to see if anybody is listening in on this conversation.
Roll me perception.
These 4 people. Welp. I don't see shit.
Oh, working though. Yeah, it seems like a fairly tranquil area, to be fair. And as you're kind of looking around, you see this really tall Eladrin lady starts to turn and walk towards the archway, and as they kind of start to motion that direction, they say, "There are answers where you look, but if you look is up to you." Willow was my name, and they kind of continue to leave.
Zeto's like already moving to follow, like more or less enamored and kind of convinced there will be other Eladrin wherever she's going.
I'm just kind of following Seto, making sure his ass doesn't get into trouble and that he is safe.
As you guys follow Willow through this gate, before you actually pass under it, Seto, you had asked the wind to remind you of those stone arch structures, and if you ever saw those names again. But I will give you that you notice that this is the same type of stone arch structure, and the names on this are not highlighted in blue. And they are different names.
Oh, Theo forgot what he talked to the wind about.
When we were in the Archdruid Grove, and there were those rings, archway rings, and on those rings were the names of liches carved into the stone.
All right. Thank you. All right. So, but can I mark down the names? Like, I can use prestidigitation to make writing on something for like it's not like fancy or good, but I could. It's not illusory script. Like it would be real. I couldn't hide it.
If you have something to write it on that will keep a marking in your inventory, I will say yes.
I choose.
Like, you have your traveling papers, but whether you choose to scribble on them is your problem.
I also have that deep speech letter. A sheet of standard paper is made from. Oh no, that's just because it's a thing. Okay. Rope, string, water skin, bag, corpse liquor flower. No. I do have the deep speech letter. I could write it on the other side of that.
Right? I'll say yeah.
No?
I'll say yeah.
All right.
It's more that you're in the middle of a wet wilderness, and if you don't already have something, nothing here would take a mark that well that you could carry in this instant.
No, yeah. I couldn't just grab the leaf off your head and write on it and have it.
You could not.
Use fire.
Right, but because I have the paper, I can do that. So
Yes.
yeah, so yeah, he writes down the symbols he sees as the names and stuff and all that jazz.
I will say, as you write them down, there is one name that you distinctly remember. And that name is Pan.
My god? Well, not my god, but the god S. Sorry, I had to remember that S part. Alright. Okay, so the goddess is a lich. Or maybe these aren't liches. Maybe this is something else.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? So...
Mm-hmm.
Alright.
But on the mystery of who, what, name, why be, we will end our session as you guys enter in the direction of Paith.
Alright, that seems pretty dope.
Oh.
Ooh. I think I met my mommy.
Think it's your auntie.
Or maybe my sister's cousin or something. But yeah, that's gonna be so much fun. Alright, and on that note, thank you for joining us. This has been Vagabond Gaming. Remember, life happens in every direction. Roll the 1s and 20s. Be nice with everyone. Bye.